Welcome back to Uruk, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dominions 5, Warriors of the Faith, and it is late winter in the year 2 of the Ascension Wars. And Ursula, praise her, is leading the Enkidu to, I guess, victory? I mean, we don't know for sure, but we're doing pretty well. We researched another level in enchantment. Kiero, the Entu, has claimed the Throne of Stability in the name of Ursula, so that's now 2 thrones that she controls. Vexini cast Haruspex, and we actually found something this time, the Grove of Evergreens. Fantastic. Patron didn't find anything. Mardum found a mud field in Isurian. That's great. Grothmog the Conqueror didn't find anything in Queen Forest. Fango Wolf found a Smolder Stone in Simri. We don't really need fire gems, but why not? We'll take them. Yad Maphis didn't find anything. Utnapishtim didn't find anything. Fulgrim found a Wellspring of Secrets in Umidor. I'm glad that we're finding these sites in places that we have fortresses built. I actually want to talk about fortresses in a little bit, but let's get there first. Casual Dread did not find anything, and Calrander found a Sky Split Oak in Sermiok. Fantastic. Alright, battle in White Forest. This is where we just recently took over the castle and are trying to claim the throne. So what that means, of course, is that our army is only half strength. Kiero is not part of the army, which means we're not going to have our Divine Blessing. But it's okay. It appears that our province defense is blessing, and that's enough. That's all it takes. And yeah, it appears Agartha isn't really going much of anywhere. So what happened there specifically? We lost nothing at all, but we took out a pretty sizable force. Excellent. And thank you to this NC, who blessed all of our Ursuline Guard. Appreciate that, sir. Norfangs, they're attacking us. Whoa, okay, so this is a pretty big army. And we only have province defense. No! Oh, yeah. Alright, well, this was kind of a surprise, but I guess it's very surprising because I'm even surprised. But one of our earliest nature nins was Hellkite. And Hellkite has been researching diligently and patiently all this time. So I thought, you know what? Let's let Hellkite have some fun. So I gave Hellkite an ethereal robe and a golden arbalest, which is it's a bypath ranged weapon. It has air and earth magic in it. It does 16 piercing damage with 1/3 of the wielder's strength added. It has 2 attacks per turn, and it benefits precision by 10, but again, we have the precision skill. So essentially, Hellkite is here just with her bodyguard and province defense. And she's going to fight this giant group of Agarthans. I honestly don't know how this is going to go, folks. I mean, as you can see, our arrows are just glancing off of them, but... And this is just Wolf Tribe here. Oh, some people are getting further back. Wait. Why are our heavy archers going berserk? Oh. Trast cast Touch of Oh, so look at this guy. This little Wolf Tribe shaman is actually making things happen here. He's turning our archers berserk. Oh, giant earth elemental there. Trampling our guys. It's no good, but the Agarthans are running. The earth elemental isn't, though. Oh. Did we just kill him, or did he jump all the way over here? No, that's an ice elemental, so that was a water elemental to begin with. Alright, well, the earth elemental just kind of disappeared. Alright, well, it happens sometimes, I guess. So just with Hellkite and Province Defense, we took on those guys. So 3 of Hellkite's bodyguards got killed. Hellkite managed to kill 3 of the enemy. Her bodyguard killed additional 3 because they're archers. And as far as our Province Defense, good job to our Wolf Tribe Shaman. And our Spearmen took out 6. And the Wolf Tribe acquitted themselves alright. They took out 3. They did lose 11, so they're the majority of our kills. But we took out 12 Ancient Stone Hurlers, a Golem Crafter, and 3 Pale One soldiers. So that's awesome. Good job, Hellkite. Way to introduce yourself to the audience at home. Jome. Alright, so this is actually... Yeah, so this is Arctic Green's force along with Province Defense. But, they greatly outnumber our foes. So... Although you can see how these statues, they last a while. And their leader got away. No? Oh, yeah. So the Tenant of the Oracles got killed, but the Oracle of the Ancients made it out. We killed everything else, and all we lost were 2 of Arctic Green's soldiers, which is too bad. The entire province defense survived. Alright, range of light. They're attacking us. Small little force. Oh, shoot. This is our entire army, is it? This is... Yeah, this is Aga of Kish, and... Is that Berlandis? Yeah, Berlandis. Who else do we have here? Is that just those 2? No! We also have Corvus Corax. Nice. Alright. Here we go. And just looking at us was all it took. They're like, no. The only kill was earned by one of our archers. And that was the priest. Wow, nice! A gold coin to that man. And Livenmark. This is us attacking. This is the castle, yeah, the forest castle. And this is our gigantical army here. We've got Gillion. Lord Death is our shaman. We have Kionashur is... Well, Nathan's our leader. He's leading the troops. Along with, I think Nergal Aresh is here somewhere, too. Hard to find he is, because he's wearing that... Let's see. Nergal, where are you, buddy? There he is. Gold helmet. Kionashur and Nergal Aresh. Alright, so a lot of heroes in this army. Oh, phew, unnecessary. Unnecesario. But our Nin took somebody out. Nice. I forgot who that was, but we'll find out in just a second. Otherwise, our Ursuline Guard cleaned house. Alright. Walled City and Bankish is completed. This was a mistake. This was a mistake on my part. I did not need a walled city in order to get faster production of the Sorcerers of the Sands. I just needed palisades, and what this did is it took away production from Uruk. So now I can barely produce hardly anything in Uruk, and it sucks. This is a bad mistake. You can't, unfortunately, disable a city. Once it's there, it's there, unfortunately. I thought you could. We'll look at it. Livenmark has been breached, but our troops in Livenmark are starting to starve due to lack of supplies. So let me tell you what I'm going to do here. I am actually abandoning Livenmark because it only has 89 supplies, and we're using 227. So half our army, more than half our army, is going to get diseased if we don't get out of there. So we're heading down to Silvermark. Hellkite, I was going to have her meet up with them, but I'm leaving her here for right now. Arctic Green is just patrolling here, but Gilgamesh the First is coming in to aid him with some heavy artillery. As far as the north, Aga, Corvus, and Berlandis are moving up to take this palisade here in Kuhir. Although we might tear that one down and build one in Norville. I'm also thinking of building a fort here in Assad. I'm not going to build one in Summer Bay. That was my intention, because it has so many people, but it's going to take away more from Uruk, and I can't have that. And Assad has almost as much population, and a ton of places to draw from, so... We are just here. Kiero, Illa, and Marquis de Sade are protecting White Forest against all comers, essentially, but I have given them a little bit of help in that department. Kiero got a endless bag of wine and an ethereal robe. Actually, do I still have her? No, she's liquid bodying. Okay, that's cool. Illa, on the other hand, got a cornucopia. Not so useful yet, because she's we need that one spell, Mass Protection, first, before it really comes into its own, but just giving it to her for now. She also has an ethereal robe and a thistle mace, which brings her up to 3 nature. Why is that important? Well, because now, instead of casting Iron Skin, she's casting Strength of Gaia. which gives her bark skin. Not as good as iron skin, but, you know, what are you going to do? Regeneration, though, and enhanced strength. So, also improves her nature magic by 1. So she goes from... So essentially, she's going to have 2 nature magic natural, plus the Thistle Mace makes it 3, plus the Strength of Gaia makes it 4. Now, there might not be a spell that costs 4 nature that she needs to cast, but what makes it useful is by being so strong in nature, her regular spell, I think Wooden Warriors only costs, I want to say, half as much fatigue. Might even be less than that. Maybe it's half as much if you have 1 path over. Maybe 2 paths over, it's a quarter as much. But either way, she is not going to take very much fatigue casting these spells, which is fantastic. And eventually it's going to be mass protection when I can get it. I am throwing in Swarm, just for fun. Swarm costs gem, but the cornucopia generates 2 gems each turn, so that's not a problem. But it just basically causes a bunch of random insects to fly around and bug your enemies. It doesn't necessarily do a lot of damage, but it's just kind of fun. And since she has these gems coming from the cornucopia, I figure why not. Otherwise, we're doing the same old stuff. The Marquis didn't get anything yet, because there's really nothing for him. I could give him an ethereal robe, but he already is gonna... Well, actually, since he doesn't have... Well, he's liquid bodying now. Plus, he has armor. That's pretty decent. His bronze scale hauberk. What I need for him is reinvigoration items, which I don't have any of currently. So let us introduce some of our new friends and associates here. First off, this guy came mute. He just came out mute. So I'm not naming him after one of my named commanders. I'm just calling him Silent Bob because he's kind of worthless. So he's just going to research. That's all I can say about him. He just came out mute. Here in Uruk, we got Karak. Unfortunately, another nature and astral. I need earth and astral, if you'll recall, to get crystal items. So he's just researching. I did give him a feather. Yikali's back. Knights is now forging bows of war, which since we got to construction 6, we can now forge. A bow of war is a pretty interesting instrument. It fires 1 arrow, which I believe splits off into 12 separate arrows. And so I think one of our nature nins is really going to enjoy that. I'm trying to see if anybody else is new here, but no, I don't think anyone else is new here. We have Gavin here, who's going to move up. That's our new shaman. Over here, we have Noctis Annie, who is a nature nin. Actually, I think I introduced her last episode. The new one is Kahir Mar Diffrin Ayap Kalak. Is our new NC. And he's actually taking over patrolling this area. And that guy... Oh, we already left. That guy's over here in Polgrave. He's heading to Uruk, pick up some troops so he can move them to the front. And maybe some items, too. I'm having Lautaro here with 2 wineskins. He's trying to get down here to our armies so he can give them some wineskins so they don't go hungry or thirsty, as the case may be. All right. So then we also have Shulgi, another nature nin. When I pre-record or pre-name everybody, not while I'm recording, it makes it harder to keep track. Over here we have King Strategist, another nature nin. Oh, that one we already introduced in a previous episode too. I'm doing a very bad job of this. Okay, so we have Bulma, who is our new Erishdinger. Bulma's here with the feather already. We have Vagnard, a water nin. So in a few more years of research, Vagnard will be really cool because she'll be able to cast Frozen Heart. And... okay. Oh, and one thing worth mentioning is that Shulgi is actually the named commander of Kaput, who did that image of Ursula from a few episodes back. So that's really cool as well. All right, and then somewhere around here... Dump. We have... oh yes, White Druid. White Druid is one of our illusionists and is coming down to meet with Hellkite. and they're going to join this army as soon as they can, or maybe they'll join Arctic Green's army. Haven't quite figured out which one I want to give to them yet. And I think that's everybody except for... Let me see. No, I said I introduced you all to Gavin already. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out a different way of doing this, because I'm not good at remembering who else knew and whatnot. But there is essentially someone... Levon. There we go. Levon is the Naditu. And that's all of our new folks. Sorry it took so long for me to go over them. I'll do better than that next time. I'll have to figure out a system. I don't know how to do it. Maybe I'll just name them without showing them, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. So, here in Uruk, we are not doing much. In fact, Ursula has relegated herself to researching because we don't have enough gems for her to really cast anything, and there's nothing really good for her to cast just yet. We need to build up some more air gems so she can cast Trade Wind, but we have to get to enchantment level 5, which actually we're going to get next turn. So we need to start saving up some air gems. Then we're Alteration to 7 to get Mass Protection. Thaumaturgy 5, what was my reasoning for that? Soul Slay. So instead of Mind Burn, our 3 Astral Entus and also our Mashmashus, if we ever need to, can Soul Slay. Other than that, though, there's not too much in this path for us. Ravenous Swarm and Growing Fury I don't necessarily find that useful. Then we have Evocation up to 5. The reason for that... I mean, there's a lot of good stuff at Evocation 5. But a 3 Water obviously requires a Bracelet, but that can do Falling Frost, which is really good. If one of our Mashmashus should ever get some Earth, we can do Gifts from Heaven. Stellar Cascades is another great spell for our Entus. It tires out enemies, but a lot of them. Astral Geyser's an interesting spell. It just... I think it doesn't actually hurt people, it just curses them. Yeah, short rays of astral energy will blast out of the holes, and anyone hit will be severely horror marked, actually. So this is actually more beneficial for a multiplayer game if you're trying to get rid of a super combatant or something. But we're also going to get Healing Mists. Actually, I don't think any of our... Maybe some of our people can cast it. And Poison Cloud, which is interesting. We'll see how that goes. I thought... Oh, Thunderstrike is level 4. So we'll also get that for our Oogalus. So that's interesting as well. Breath of the Dragon is pretty interesting for our Shaman, if we want them to be offensive, or our 2 nature NCs. So that's why Evocation 5. And then Conjuration 7, because we want, well, Anzus, sure, but Apkalus, which is level 8, but we can go there. 8. Lovely. Alright, so Yikali's back, but he's just researching because there's really not much for him to do right now. We're continuing to site search mostly, but we're going to have to stop that pretty soon because we're spending more gems than we're getting. We are getting 10 air gems a month. Let's take a look at our resources here. So we're getting 16 nature gems, 10 of them, of course, from the Mother Oak, 2 death, 12 pearls, 12 earth gems. So we're getting more natural air, earth, and astral gems than anything else. We're only getting 6 nature when you factor out the Mother Oak. Then we have some water, fire, and death, which we can convert if we need to. Yeah, I might want to stop Horospexing too. We've Horospexed everything. I think we found everything we're going to find for right now. Really, we have to focus on income too, because I'm losing a ton of money. Let me show you what I meant about losing production. So now I'm starting to recruit the Mushushu chariots, but with them and the ladies, there's only some... Look at how many these guys I can recruit. Very few. And this guy has no production value associated with him. He's cheap. He only costs, I think, one resource. So it's just money, really. So it's important for us to get Trade Wind set up when we can. The heavy cavalry are expensive, but I kind of like the idea of them, so I'm keeping them coming. Otherwise, people are just kind of hanging out here. Robstow is going to lead the heavy cavalry when I feel like they're a big enough force to pull in. Purplet's patrolling here. Bobo's auspexing around. As I believe is... No, I guess nobody's here in Sinextro. I think I might have actually moved Bobo from Sinextro to Murius. So, Silvermark is where we're attacking, really. You're not going to see any... Well, also, and Kuhir. It's... The winter is really taking hold. I mean, our cold dominion... Actually, we're not really cold dominion. We're just neutral dominions, but it is the end of winter. So as you can see, if you follow our dominion line, everything's pretty much snow. Right outside of it here, this must be Agartha's or Pythium's dominion. It's not. So the snow kind of follows us, which is really cool. But it won't, obviously, after the next turn, because then it'll become spring. All right, well, we'll see what happens in White Forest. We need to hold on to this because it's got a ton of gems coming for us. And, of course, we care about these people and want them to survive and do well. So we basically have three main forces. We have Kiero, Illa, and the Marquis de Sade here in White Forest. We have Aga, Corvus, and Berlandis here moving up. Madame Muse moving up here to build. We have... I want to start moving some more Nin. I was told not to use the word assassin because the game also has its own quote-unquote assassins, and there's a special game function where you can assassinate a commander. So I was told to call them snipers to differentiate them from the actual assassins that exist in the game. So my Nin snipers, Hellkite here, and then White Druid, they're going to be part of these armies pretty soon too, but we need to get a sniper up here with Illa, Kiero, and the Marquis de Sade. Not sure how we're going to go about doing that, though. It'd be easy to get an illusionist over to them because they could just sneak through, but a sniper is vulnerable. Although, not for long. Pretty soon we're going to have this sewed up, and we'll see what Yis decides to do. One thing worth noting is I am leaving Barad-Ur here in Raspberry Woods because it is a neutral province, and it kind of gives me an idea of what's going on around here. Bannerus is making some strides over here. It's funny, if you look at the army consists of warrior mages and a huge dark knight. That's because that's actually a fun event where a team of adventurers come and take over the province, and they're all incredibly tough with really good items, as Bogus the Troll and his companions. So, that's that. Let's end the turn. A lot of battles, but only 2 or so should involve us. Alright, as you can see, it's mostly just site searching. We did get another level of enchantment. Casual Dread. Yes! In Erd, he found a Skywatch Tower and an unfound door. Patron didn't find anything in Sleepy Wolds. Mardum didn't find anything in Erd. Calrander found Sparkling Fields in Erd, so Erd's a pretty cool place. Rothmog found nothing. Even though we had already searched Ynith Mercs, I wanted to try it again because we only searched up to level 1. Nothing in Sermiak. No fire sites in Erebon. Wait, did Captain Bill and... Oh, good. I wasted 2 Haruspex casts in the same province. Fantastic. Oh, but Vexini found a grove of evergreens in Jome. Hopefully we'll hold on to it. Fulgrim didn't find anything. Bobo didn't find anything. Napishtim found a Garden of Pearls. Nice. That's in the Earthsore Desert, which is kind of on our borders. Bandar Log has Trana the Adventurer, is now the prophet of Yama. Alright, they're attacking us in Jome. Arctic Green. Are you going to hold? Oh, yes. I believe Arctic Green is going to hold. What are you doing, you foolish creature? Rockeye, the Oracle of the Ancients. First thing he's doing is he is wholly avenging himself. That sucks. Somebody's going to get hurt. Now he's blessing himself. What kind of blessing do you have? Morale +1, natural protection, strength. So what is strength? Fire? Natural protection? I think that's nature. Actually, I don't know. I have no clue. Just trying to sound smart. And he's just going to run. Hopefully he'll die on the way out. Yep. Somehow we got him right before he left the field, although we did lose a soldier in the meantime. Alright, Kuhir. Alright, this is Aga. Aga and Berlandis, right? Yep. And Corvus. Can't forget about Corvus, our sorcerer of the sands, who is in the sands, so hopefully he's happy about that. And yeah, I'm not expecting too much. Agartha is a spent force, it appears. Although they did net all of our Ursuline Guard. Oh, for a moment here I thought this meant that Corvus got killed and I was so pissed off, but actually this means Corvus got a kill. So good job, Corvus. Otherwise, our Ursuline Guard and our soldiers actually took the brunt of the killing this time around. Good job, folks. Alright, Silvermark. Again, this is just so my people have something to eat. I don't expect, yeah, there's nothing here. Although both our Illusionist and our Nin took out an enemy. So they're slowly building up experience. Hopefully they'll get heroic traits. Sirmiok has a walled city. Kuhir has been breached. Our patrols are killing brigands. I think Mirius is always going to have trouble because it has a site that causes brigandage. But Joe, maybe we'll take it down at some point. And Kuhir, starve. Alright, well obviously we're going to storm this. We're just going to go in and take it out. Hopefully, yeah. I bet you once we storm the castle, well, there might not be enough supplies for us. Some people might get diseases, but we have to take this castle out. So Aga, Corvus, and Berlanus are just going to have to make it happen. Then we'll head up to Norville. No one attack White Forest. Vanarus is keeping peaceful with us. Even Pythium, I guess. Well, actually they can't, right? Because they have to cross over. So really only Vanarus or Agartha can. And they don't even have any troops here. And here's why. Desert of Visions. And I'm actually pretty happy to let them sit there, because my guess is there's not a lot of supply. And so my troops would starve if they went there, especially having to take the castle. They have Pale Ones who don't have to eat. And also Python is there. Oh boy. Alright, well, Lautaro, give one of your wineskins to Arctic Green and move on over. Shoot, we can't just move straight over to Silvermark. Luckily, though, we do just have enough supplies. Let's get some province defense here. Alright. But now, the problem is Livenmark, right? Because we don't have anybody to take it. And we need basically a small army. I don't think Hellkite by herself is going to be enough here. But also, it's in the way of us. We can't move troops around while it stands. Would it be wise to move Anders over there? I don't know if it'd necessarily be wise, but it'd be kind of fun. And we have another wineskin for him. Vexini's still Haruspexiing. I should probably let Vexini continue to do that. I mean, there's probably nothing here, right? Yeah, free of enemy units. I bet you there's probably no one even in the fortress. But I can't be sure of that, and I'm not going to send Hellkite to her death. Alright. Well, that means Anders, you're in it, big man. You're going to go and siege Livenmark with your 40 guys. Let's give you some more while we can. Actually, let's give you some bodyguards. I think it's about high time you deserve some bodyguards. I could give you the Bow of War, but you wouldn't hit as much with it. So, I will not. But, alright, we're going to put them in front. That's a pretty good, for at least the one turn it's going to take to, let's get you in there. You two in the front lines. And the one turn it's going to take for you to get here, and then all three of you will attack together. You guys are going to stay here. Lautaro, let's see if we can get you to... Well, theoretically, you can sneak, but that would suck if they caught you there. But you could sneak here. Try to get through to this army, who's just going to hang out here until they can get their food items. Although one wineskin's not going to make a whole heck of a lot of difference. But then Livenmark can fall to us. It's kind of a crappy province, honestly, because the undead used to live there. There's not a lot of people there. It's a terrible place to build a fortress. I might, if I can tear it down, I might tear it down and build a fortress in Jome. Jome's a much better place. Plus it has all kinds of sites. A deep crevasse, an enchanted tower. It'd be much better for a castle. But let's look at that. See if so. Sin Gamil, I'll name you before the next episode, but so we can improve the castle. but we can't... Well, we could demolish it, but would that demolish it entirely? Or just demolish... Just demolish one level of it? I bet you it would demolish it entirely. That's a lot of work and a lot of money just to get Uruk a bit more production. I'm going to let it be. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to move all these folks about off screen, and I'm going to name all of our new heroes off screen, and then I will come back next episode with the next 2 turns to see how things go down here. We have a big battle looming versus the forces of Gillian, Lord Death, Kionashur, Carrick of Uruk. Gillian and Carrick both have experience, but not heroic qualities yet. Of course, neither does Nathan. And, of course, the Lautaro, well, Lautaro's sneaking around, but Gilgamesh and Arctic Green. So wherever they decide to attack, we'll be ready. We have Anders, the Unflinching, coming here to take Livenmark, marching with his patrolling garrison troops. They're not used to sieging castles, but this will be a good life experience for them, I guess. We're continuing to guard White Forest with Kiero, Illa, and the Marquis. And we're going to storm Kuhir with Aga, Corvus, and Berlandis. And we're probably going to tear it down after that as well. So we're doing a pincer movement against Agartha. And once that's complete, then we're going to have some interesting days, because I'm sure Yis isn't just going to let us surround their entire lake without attacking us. And Pythium has declared war on us, although it doesn't appear like they consider us too much of a threat because they're not moving armies near us. And Vanarus, we're still cool with Vanarus, so we'll see what happens. I will say that if this was just a single-player game, and I wasn't concerned about the roleplay and the story aspects of it, if this were you in this instance, and I was giving you recommendations, what you might want to do right now is just build up a big army, maybe even take this army here, and try to take these 2 thrones. You take these 2 thrones, the game's over, you win. And all you really have to do, I mean, Tianqi's been peaceful, although they're moving an army here for reasons. And Yis has been peaceful. So really, all we have to do is kind of hold the border versus Agartha and take our large armies and take these thrones, and the game is done. But that's not how I'm going to do things, because I care about the story and I want to have a good time. So we're going to leave those thrones alone for a bit and continue to tussle with our enemies and hopefully get some cool new spells and cool new summons. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marcus Aurelius. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. I want you all to go out there and do amazing things. Have a good one.